What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another Best Bet show. Let's talk Week 10 NFL. We got some crazy games. We got some ugly games. It is a very, very important week for Christian McCaffrey fantasy owners, but we will talk about that later as well. Now, listen, we got a lot of plays out. Honestly, a ton of plays. One thing I'm trying to decide right now, and I think I want your guys' help for this. So let me just bring this over real quick. See if I can pull up DraftKings and DraftKings Pick 6. I'm going to pull it up real quick because I do want to talk about. Let me see. I want to talk about Christian McCaffrey and, what is going to happen in this case with the running back position. We have Jordan Mason at 20 plus rushing yards. And honestly, to me, I find it so hard to just assume that. Let me get rid of this box. I find it so hard to assume that Jordan Mason's still not going to get 6 to 8 touches. That's just something. Whoa, let me just change this. What is going on here? Okay, we can do it this way. That's just something I just have a hard time seeing. But every news source that I see is talking about how McCaffrey is going to get 20-something touches. I find it very hard to believe if he was that hurt, how they would just. He's coming off a bye week too for Jordan Mason. I mean, I just don't see how they don't let him play. He doesn't have an injury designation anymore. There's no reason to stop the momentum of Jordan Mason either. I know Christian McCaffrey is Christian McCaffrey, but I still think he'll get some snaps and touches. I just feel like you have to. I just don't understand what that would mean. But on the other hand, I do think we've been rocking running back receiving yards versus the Buccaneers. And I think his receiving yard line is still 24.5 on some books. If it's at 25.5, I may still bite there as well. Okay, it's at 23.5 on Bet Rivers, 24.5 on ESPN Bet. You could probably find some 25 pluses. Yeah, minus 125 here, so you can still find it. But to me, it's just I don't see how you don't look at something in that game. I mean, we know from what we've talked about in the running back receiving yard department, we've been playing every single running back receiving yards versus the Bucks. I mean, it's been printing money. We've even done 2 of them versus them. I just think, look at it right now. They are the second in receptions, third in targets. My computer's being weird on the receiving yards. And third in receiving yards. I mean, if Christian McCaffrey is back in that regard, there's still no Ayuk. Debo was hobbling around. He's expected to play, but Debo's still going to be a little bit banged up as well. So for me, I think I have to play that. I think I'm going to play the 25 plus. Let me see here. Especially at 4 receptions. I mean, I find it hard if he gets 4 receptions that he doesn't go. McCaffrey game log. When he's at, I mean, you look at what his numbers are. 4 catches, 27 yards. He played Tampa Bay last year, 5 catches for 25 yards. I mean, he's just going to absolutely grub. I can't tell if I like 4 receptions. I think I'll go with the yards over receptions. But either way, it should be an interesting night for Christian McCaffrey. And honestly, I'm adding that. I'm going to make a nice receiving prop parlay or rushing parlay. I know a lot of you guys are probably sweating out this Giants-Panthers game right now, where a lot of you guys are on Tyrone Tracy Jr. and the Giants negative game script is not working for you, but they will bounce back. They will bounce back. Let me see here. I know there's a ton of weather. Let me just double check the weather for the Vikings game. Okay, chance rain showers now. The weather was a little worse before, so I was a little worried there. A lot of people on Justin Jefferson for good reason. The Jaguars give up a bunch of big plays, play a lot of man coverage. I think Jordan Addison could be a sneaky look as well. Just a lot to go there, and they should crush the Jaguars with Mac Jones at QB. Honestly, that -7 is looking pretty tasty. If you could find a 6.5 in that regard, I would take that for sure. Falcons and Saints is another great game. The Saints are just going through it right now. Through the first 2 weeks, they looked like one of the best teams in the league, and so many injuries, and they were honestly overperforming. I mean, let's just be honest. We all thought the Saints were going to be bad this year. Falcons, I think, performing better than expected. Kirk Cousins, great bounce back year. Probably in a good spot to win comeback player of the year, even though he was good last year. And he still played half the year. I don't really understand why he's the favorite over someone like Sam Darnold, but I think with the new ruling after that whole DeMar Hamlin debacle, it looks like they've been changing the criteria. Steelers and Commanders. This game is going to be fun to watch. The Steelers, I believe, were on a bye last week. Mike Tomlin's always been fun. Jaden Daniels with the rib injuries that he's going to be dealing with, I think, for the rest of the year. He's going to have to deal with a big pass rush, and he's going to be limited in heading out the pocket and taking those scrambles. I think he's going to be a little worried about that. But T.J. Watt and Co. is going to make it tough as hell on him. So we'll see what happens there. But to me, I think the Steelers are going to be end up taking it. Steelers at plus money. I feel like Tomlin can find a way to coach himself to a victory there, although the Commanders have been outstanding this year. Let me see here. Texans and Lions is a great primetime game. I do lean the Lions in that game, even though Nico Collins is back. Jets and Cardinals. Honestly, one thing we should look up here is some receiving props from the Jaguar side of things, because they're going to be losing. I mean, let's just be honest. I like Brian Thomas Jr. We got a 3-leg right here at 50 plus. I think he's in a great spot. I think Mac Jones isn't a terrible quarterback at all. I think he's going to be in a decent spot tonight. They're probably going to lose the game, but I think you'll be able to see if he's legit or not. Don't know how long Trevor Lawrence is going to be out for. It could just be a stand-in game, but we're going to find out. And I'm trying to see what other game I want to add a prop in. A lot of these big spreads are kind of annoying. We do have the Colts and the Bills. I did get burned on Josh Downs last week, but this looks to be good. 25-50. And then a 60 for Downs. This looks ideal. DraftKings has been a fantastic book. Let me see. Let me stop the screen. Let me go to share screen on this one. We can go to DraftKings Pick 6. Remember, they are the sponsors. Play $5 in your first picks. Earn $50 in Pick 6 credits instantly. Check if they are available in your state or not. The reason why you love this is because you can see clear-cut prices. I mean, you look at receptions. Let me see if I could find what Travis Kelce receptions is. I would assume it's juiced. Let me just confirm it. Yeah, Travis Kelce's at -150, -135 on MGM for 5.5 catches. You put it here. Boom. An easy way to have success on DFS books like this if they're available to you. Absolutely just check for juice lines, situations that you like, and honestly have a field day. I thought this was like something on his head. Did not realize that was his hair. But you could see that they're set lines. You could see on rush and receiving yards. You could see pass attempts. I mean, you can get basically everything you want and more. Interceptions thrown is honestly a good one as well. But you can see kicking points, you can see touchdowns, everything. So make sure to try this if you have it in your area. Passing touchdowns, rushing, receiving touchdowns. And you can see some great options here for you guys. I think James Cook is juiced on some books as well. But you guys asked me if you guys want anything else to talk about. I think this is a great week for betting. I found a lot of matchups that I liked. Um, your feed's going to be flooded. It's nice to have a lot of post election stuff going on, which is just fantastic. And I did do my touchdown parlay as well. Let me see here. So there's nothing else to talk about. I will do a Sunday night football. I will post this too. I will do a Sunday night football SGP, obviously for the night game that we have some good ones. I might do a big mega lotto as well in the huddle. So stay tuned for that. Best of luck on your bets today, and let's cash out. Best of luck. Peace.